All right. Good morning, all. We're back to our Java class. Actually, the last video we had was to start the development of a mini project. And the mini project, we name it implementation of bus trip transport system. We are able to design we're able to design the model and the database itself completely. But actually, I've changed mind about this. Actually, we're not going to do this anymore. Rather, we're going to take an application we have already developed, which is running as a desktop application. I want us to convert it to web, since we're going to use web development technologies in Java. That is, we're going to use Java EE technologies, Java EE tech, part of it. And here we're going to use we're going to be using JSF. We're going to be using parentheses. Yeah. We're going to be using boot faces. We're going to be using Bootstrap as well. Bootstrap. We'll use Spring. We'll use Spring Boot. Hibernate. E. Then, of course, MySQL as a DB something. DB MySQL. But this no, you don't. This is just DB database for the database server. Database server and modeling 2. We're going to use the MySQL 8, of course, server. Then we're going to use MySQL Workbench for MySQL 8. And of course, connector J, MySQL 8 connector J, and the IDE we're going to use NetBeans. And for reporting tools, we're going to be using things like the iText, reporting API, and at the same time we're going to be using iReport. There may be some other reporting tools, we define them later. So these are things we're going to be using for the development for our mini projects. I'm very sorry for changing this mini project to what I've mentioned. And the software we're going to be developing is this. This is a software we have developed for quite, it's being used as a desktop application, and there has been requests for us to kind of convert it to web. So instead of us just writing code that we're not going to use, so let's concentrate here. This is where you do the student data capture and all that. So that's what we'll be using. Of course, the application is very much elegant. It's a very big app. It has lot of things and all that. This is where you do migration if you want to migrate students from one class to another, and also if you want to do kind of promotion. This is where you do promotion. All that. So it's okay. It's okay. Let me exit this window. Oh, I've sent everything away. Okay, I have it here. So this is the application we're going to be developing. We call it ACASOL, Academic Solution Software. It's been running as a desktop application, and we want it now converted to, and this is the first page I want us to design, even though maybe I will design a page before this. And now let's take it to our lesson template. So the mini project now is going to be a conversion of or transforming, let me just say ACASOL web version. I guess everyone knows what, right? So I don't write much. The web version of what? ACASOL. So we're going to be studying ACASOL very well and convert it to web and all that. So actually this bootstrap system is normal. The bootstrap system is normal. It's gone. We're not going to develop something, we're not going to use the source code for anything. Okay? The web trip system. Before the database entities, let me introduce the front end. That's what we're going to start because we're learning the technology new, right? Front end development. Actually, how I want it done is I'm going to do one deployment. One single deployment. I repeat, one single deployment for all schools. It's going to be integrated. Now maybe I name it integrated ACASOL. It's going to integrate a lot of schools. Are we there? Maybe school A will be using it. School B will be using it. So we'll have one single deployment. Okay? So let's put it this way. Reviewed title for the app, right? Integrated ACASOL Academic Solution Software. Let me see portal. Just see portal here. Now this is the name. Abdullah, are you with us? Huh? Okay. So now let's begin something. So the IDE we have mentioned that we're going to be using NetBeans IDE. Let me start off my NetBeans IDE. I do use NetBeans 12.5. There are a lot of versions of IDEs. Actually, you need to be told how you integrate the development environment. It's not all that simple. You need to do some touches. You need to install. Okay, there are some things I have not even mentioned. I just recalled in here. We're going to be using Apache Tomcat, or Apache Tom EE. This is the application server, at the same time the web server we're going to be using, right? You know, for web you need to have a server that hosts your application, right? So this is the application server. We're going to discuss it in our theory class. Application server, and at the same time all application servers are having web servers within. Okay, and I think it's all right now. Yes, I know there could be other tools I may not have recalled to mention. With time we're going to be mentioning them. When your IDE opens, it opens to here, please let's understand. It opens to here. So I now want to initiate a program I want to start up something here, the front-end development. So I want to create a project. I want to create a what? A project for the web app, right? So on one, I load what? NetBeans. You can use Eclipse, but I use NetBeans. I load NetBeans IDE. Okay. Step 2. I click on File and click on what? New project. And then this are list of projects here. Then I click on Web, but this is Web with Maven. This is Maven project. This is Maven. Maven is a building environment. We may be using Maven for this, but if you are using Maven, you have to be online anytime you are initiating your application. Okay, let me see if there is okay. NetBeans. It seems NetBeans 12 has no any other means than to use Maven's IDE for the application, Maven for the building environment. You know, you can use Maven, you can use Gradle, you can use Ant. These are the 3 building environments. So I think we can go for the Maven. Let's go for the Maven. That means we have to give a tutorial about how to use Maven, right? We need to have a way of using how to use Maven, of course. So let's mention it here. Sorry. Maven building environment. We'll be using Maven. So when I click, even though I'm not connected, let me see, like I don't know whether it's going to. Let me quickly get my smartphone. Anybody with a camera? No, with a camera. Okay. Let's give it name. We're going to talk about this name Maven. It is a dependency manager. Instead of you installing the dependencies yourself, dependencies are the jar files we'll be using, like all the jar files you'll be using. It's going to be called by the, like this cable will not work. Oh, let me see if it will create the project for us. If anybody has another cable, I'm not implying. So let's give it let's give it a name. We said integrated what? Integrated ACASOL, right? So I can say ACASOL, isn't it? Yes, ACASOL, right? Integrated ACASOL. Then the group ID, company's name. You can write the company's name here for the group ID. It's normally like your what is being called is the reverse of the domain name. So I can say our company's name is what? CloudSoft Consulting. Okay, can you see the package name now? Okay, then next, of course it will ask you what you're going to be using. We're going to use can you recall I said we're going to be using Apache Tomcat or Tom EE, right? You select it, and then this is the version of Java EE we're going to be using. Can you recall that we mentioned Java EE? All right, so then you finish. The only problem is I can't connect this along with my cable, but I think for starting initiating the project plugin, yes, of course the plugins may not be of course that could be problem for the downloading of the plugin. But since we want to showcase how you start using, maybe in our next class I'm going to give a kind of detailed explanation about how to use Maven. Let me just use, the reason why we have to use Maven is that newer versions of NetBeans you must use Maven, but like NetBeans 8.1 and the rest, you must not use Maven. You can use just an application without Maven. So let me transform, or let me copy one of my applications, all right, that are working. Then I create the page I want to create within them. Okay, I don't know whether you understand. Huh? You understand what I mean? Yeah. So let me quickly do that. Sorry, let me just let me clone this app. Let me clone it. But let me just give it name ACASOL. So I will clone it. So this will enable us to work with it, right? I don't know whether you get what I'm saying, because we have to be connected, and I can't connect with my phone. I used to connect via a cable. There is no cable here. I left it. Yes, you can. I can connect via hotspot as well, but there's something. Anyway, let's just do this so we don't take much time. By next week, you'll be taught how you use Maven to develop your application. Okay. So this now it is cloning it, and when it is being cloned completely, then we begin using. Can you see it here? ACASOL. So when you want to run your application, you select what's the browser you want to use as default browser, the one you'll be using for the development, maybe Chrome or Firefox, either. Let me go by using Firefox. Sometimes it is faster, but Chrome is a very good one, and even the Internet Explorer is a nice one. All the browsers are now actually being optimized. They are actually optimized. So I'm trying to run this, but that's not our project. I'll remove the index. Please look up here while it is running, while it is doing all this. Look up here. Can you see web pages? Let's understand this. Web pages, source packages, test packages, libraries, test libraries, configuration. We're going to take each and every one and discuss. These web pages, you click on it, it gives you the list of web pages. That is the front end, all these HTML pages. Okay? Are you there? The HTML pages. But here we'll be using XHTML, not HTML. This technology uses XHTML. Of course, you can convert it if you want, but we ask people not to. It's XHTML. So when it runs, the first it will run is the index. All right, we know index. This is index, right? If you double click it, it opens here. Don't worry, the application is being deployed because it is a clone something. It has to take time to put things in order. This is the running something. So if it runs, yeah, this is what you see in the index. It will run index for you. Please, let's understand. So it is running. It is running in the browser. which is running. ACASOL. So this is the reason why it took time. I'm going to erase this. This is not what I'm going to do. All right. So it's running the index. So I'll erase. This is it. That's why it took time. It was a test something. Please let me state this clearly. Let me do this for a container. Let me remove everything, all these tags, so you don't get confused, even though they call some part of what we want to be using. Anyway, just concentrate within the body. Next, I'm going to initiate everything right from onset in the next project. Please look up here. This is head and this is head. Oh, body. Where is body starting? Okay, remove all this. Body starting. Alright, we know body, right? Please study your HTML. Study the HTML. The structure of HTML. We know head, title. Within it, there are some links for CSS, JS, right? Forget about those ones. We're going to be talking about them. And this is body, right? So now, within body, if I write, for example, welcome, I want to use, okay, welcome to JSF. For example, when I reload, can you see something here? I can reload or rerun it. If it is modifications that has to do with just the front end, the UI, you can just reload. If it touches the Java codes over there at the source packages, you have to run it again. So let me do this. Now if I need this in a given something here, H1 for example, and I do this, are we there? H1, right? So please, let's do the normal styling something. If for you to start this, there's something we call container. This container is a B. So this annotation B, it means boot. Can you see Bootstrap boot faces over there, number 3 in the board? Here. If you see annotation B, it is what? Boot faces. If you see annotation P, it is what? If you see annotation H, it is what? No, this H. Alright? Yes, it is H. H Kuma, it is H. You know CJ, it is H. H means actual JSF, the real JSF or something. You know, this is the technology for the Java EE and web. These are libraries. This is a library. This is another library. This is also a library for building. And this Bootstrap boot faces is the combination of prime faces and JSF, because this JSF means Java server faces. So if you combine prime faces and Java server faces, it gives you what? Boot faces. Alright? So this is it. So when I write this container, what I mean by container, it actually you need to bring in container. Then the next thing you need to bring in is the what? Form. Is the what? Form. The form you could take form of for H. Each has its own advantage. Form for what? For H. So when I say H, this is the actual JSF, right? Isn't it? Then I can now bring in something. I don't know whether, yes, it has panel. Then I bring in panel. Are we there? Then when I write what I erased the other time, when you know this, I paste it within. Then let's look at when you run it, what will happen? Can you see how it is? But then I want to justify. I want to justify it. So please let's come. I want to lay out. I want to lay it out. So not panel group. I need panel, not panel, just panel. Because panel group, we'll talk about panel group. H panel. Okay, this does not it has no panel. So you can use the panel of P, and you can use the panel of what? H. B. B has panel. Then I just say welcome. Who's that talking? Can you see something happening? Now it's becoming something really in a good shape, right? Yeah. So let's do something here, please. Come to body and give it a kind of style. Give it style. Give it something like background color. And if you like, give it a background color of this, for example, and run. See, something is coming out, right? Even though people around here are seeing the actual screen, this project is not giving the real color. Oh, we are here, right? So now let's see something. I want to, Bootstrap, right? I want to segment. I want to have like 3 columns in the something. 3 columns. So how do I do that? Since this is given, please, there's something here we need to know. This container, you can introduce something called float and say true or false. Can you see it? Can you? What is the difference? Sorry, let me remove it. Run. Okay. Float. I said true, right? Yes. So when I want instead of me reloading, let me run it again. What is the difference between this and this? This one has margin, right? This has no. So if I say false and run, can you see? So by default it is false. That means it has what? Margin from here to here and from here to here. Is it? But this one has no. Depending what you're doing, sometimes you need a very big screen. So you force it. Okay, you make it true, right? We have started. So I want to divide the screen into 3. And I want to say, welcome to JSF, welcome to parentheses, welcome to Bootstrap, and I want to design each and every one differently. Are we there? So let's do that. Panel. Okay, so there's something we call div. Alright, remove this. There's something we call div. Div means section, right? You want to introduce div, you want to introduce sectioning. That's section of your work, right? So this div, there's something we call class in it, and I want to introduce this bootstrap things. Bootstrap something. SM means small screen. We're going to discuss this, please. Don't worry. Bootstrap has 12 columns. What do we mean by 12 columns? If you count columns from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, you have 12 columns. All right? I want to utilize the 12 columns here. Are we there? Then within, I introduce another div. And here, I want to utilize. If you divide 12 columns into 3, how much? 12 by 3. 4. Thank you. I want to introduce the 12 column here. Okay, let me use 6 first. 6. That means if it is 6, I'll have to have how many? Only 2. Is it? Only 2? Because 6 plus 6 is what? 12. So now I can now say H1 welcome to what? JSF. That is Java server faces. And here also H1 welcome to what? Parentheses. Then I run. Can you see? Into what? 2. Into 2. So let me color them differently. This is a div, and I give it a style, and I give it background color. Let's say background color black, and if it is black we will not see the write-up. So the color, this color means font color. Let it be white, right? So when I run, can you see? Huh? So if I write something again, it goes down. Let's say H1 this is done in, this is being taught, sorry, being, is it correct, being taught in Cloud Soft Consulting Limited, Kaduna, Nigeria. Okay, can you see what is happening? They are totally separated. Then for this one, let me give it style, background color. Let me see, light something. So for this, we can maintain the black as the color as black. Maintain it as black. I think there will be no problem. Or let's say white smoke. Okay. So let me rewrite this with a complete address. If you click and say format it to format your writings. So here you don't just say Kaduna. Let's give the correct thing. Number 1, Yakubu Gowon way. Yakubu Gowon way. Opposite City and Sons, Kaduna. Then let me run it. Can you see what we're doing? We separated it differently. Okay? So this is all called div. But if I wanted a white space in between the two, then I have to reduce. Maybe I make this 5 and I make this 5, then I have 2 remaining, right? Is it? 5 plus 5. Then div, I introduce another div and give it a class, and then I introduce column small screen 2. Maybe I write a kind of comment in HTML. This is comment. This is all called comment. You know, in Java we use /, two forward slashes as comment. That is inline C-line comment, or /*, that is multiple line comment. Just a comment. Oh, what's happening? Huh? Okay, here, of course, thank you. 5 and 5. Thank you. Can you see? Separated. Is it? Huh? Separated. Let me introduce same width here. And here also same. So we have same. Separated. So you see, Bootstrap, all I want you to understand is that Bootstrap, parentheses, bootfaces are all used as a tool for developing the UI. Are we there? They are the UI APIs. If I say this true, then it will occupy everything. It occupies the whole screen instead of something like this. Only this, no margin. Yeah. So let's stop here. By next week we're going to start the work. This is what we are expected. Even though assignment is always is just given to you, everybody should design this. Yes, this Java JSF. Okay, let me just give you a clue. Now we're done with that. For example, now let me create another div down here. Another div. Maybe this div class colon. Okay, this time is over. This is to 1. We have to stop here.